Nah, I can't believe it. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe
We're here.
Woo!
Live and in the flesh.
It's
Coming to you brand new, keeping it fresh, keeping it real, as always.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Cody's Corner. I'm here with the one and only, my co-host, Petey.
What's up, everyone?
What's going on,
Let's
man?
go. Week 4.
Week 4.
Week 4. We made it.
Bright and early.
And the coffee's on the stove.
The coffee's on the stove, the water is ready, the blood is pumping, it's bright and early. We're getting to this as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, we're ready.
So, as an announcement for everybody that's been listening and following to us, we're switching it up this week. We're going to drop you guys not one, but 2 episodes this week.
2 episodes.
2 episodes.
Wow.
Listen, the people spoke.
They spoke.
And we heard them.
We listened.
So it's time for us to give back to the people what the people have really been wanting.
They're like, you know what? We love your episode. It's not enough. We need more. I need more content.
Where have Petey and Cody been all week long?
It's been a whole week. I need more. I need more. I need more.
We're giving you guys more. This one's going to come out on Wednesday, December 6th. You got another one coming out Saturday, December 9th. Let's get the ball rolling, man.
Yeah.
I hope your week has been good.
It's been pretty.
It was good.
It was good until last night, but we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that. So let me hit them with it. Hello, everybody, and welcome officially to Week 4 of Fantasy Football. And welcome to Cody's Corner. Cody's week-by-week hot takes on who's going to take the W, as well as who's getting the highest score and the $25. First and foremost, rest in peace. Hope he comes back. Aaron Rodgers, an NFL GOAT. This fantasy season is for him.
Rest in peace, Dylan Angel, as always.
We pray for a speedy recovery.
Amen.
Or amen.
Or amen.
We have to say that every time.
We have to start a poll. Is it amen or amen?
Hey. If you're praying for him, it's an amen for amen.
I don't think he needs many prayers. I think he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he really is. He doesn't need us at all. So look, we're gonna get right into it, man. We're not playing around with anybody today. First and foremost,
we're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna talk about the actual games themselves from last week.
Yep.
And more of the NFL side of it, and then from that kind of bridge it between that and our fantasy league. But we're gonna start off. What's the first game we should talk about here?
I think we just go in order, because the truth is, the people, even though they love our fantasy and they know that they want to see us do well in everything we do, they also want to know what's really going on in the NFL. And what better way to know how you're going to do in fantasy by letting them know what's actually going on in the league.
That is true. I mean, so last time we recorded, I remember we were like about halfway through the Thursday night game.
Yep.
It was going on as we recorded.
What a game
that ended up being.
41-35, Dallas beat Seattle. Geno Smith went crazy, 334 passing yards. The rushing leader of the game was Tony Pollard with 68. And then the receiving leader was DK Metcalf with a whopping 134 receiving yards.
DK Metcalf had a game.
He really did.
And if I'm looking correctly, talking about Geno Smith here,
I
think he had the second most passing yards this week.
Like in total?
In the NFL.
You want me to check?
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh.
I'm just going down the line. The only person that beat him, Jake Browning.
Yeah, but we're gonna get into that.
Wow.
One. What a demon Jake Browning is, right?
Burrow who?
Yo, look, after you pay a quarterback like that much money,
yeah,
and then you get this guy who's been nothing less than amazing. Like, this is like really a dream come true for this guy.
Is it officially the Jake Shiesty show?
Just switch it from Joe Shiesty.
Forget Joe.
It's Jake Shiesty now.
Jake Shiesty now.
Listen, I saw a crazy stat. I don't know if you saw this online. Jake Browning has not won a game as a starter in a football game since 2018.
What were you doing in 2018?
I think I had just got to college. Okay. I was feeling fresh. I might have just been, trying to figure out where my classes were at in the building, let alone, winning a football game.
There was no COVID.
There was no COVID.
This was life before COVID.
This is BC.
Wow.
Before COVID.
BC.
Living it up. But look, this is his first game in 5 years starting with the W. And a good W it was. We're going to get into it.
We'll get into that later. So we're going to start off Seattle and Dallas, right?
Yeah. So look, Seattle and Dallas, that was a good game. You had Indianapolis and Tennessee. Indianapolis ended up winning in OT, 31-28. You got the Chargers against the Pats. Horrible game. You had the Chargers beating the Pats 6-0. Throwing up a 0 in Week 13 is just ugly, you know?
Yeah.
You know, you had what a game Detroit and New Orleans had going into this week.
We had some good games this week.
I don't know about you. I don't know if you were watching that game. Detroit was up against New Orleans at one point in time, 21-0. I'm pretty sure it was in the first quarter.
Wow.
And then New Orleans came all the way back. It was close, but then they ended up taking the L.
That's what happens when you're down 21 points in the first quarter, huh?
I guess so. That Derek Carr didn't have a bad game, though. 226 passing yards.
He got hurt.
Yo, they took Taysom Hill out of the game, and then Derek Carr went in, and they were booing him as he got back on the field. That goes to show you that
Taysom Hill is him.
I know that's your guy.
He's that guy.
I think he is.
He's, in some ways, the Shohei Ohtani of football.
Really?
He does a lot. He's a quarterback, a tight end, and he just runs.
Yeah, he does everything
He does
you
a
ask
lot.
of him.
No, he's not as good as Shohei. That's a
Right.
big comparison, but in some ways, he does a lot on a football field that others don't do.
Yeah, shout out to all our MLB fans.
Yeah, we got a present for you coming.
Yeah,
coming sometime soon. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that for sure. You got Atlanta at the Jets. You know, I don't even want to talk about it. The puffball hat is not here today for a reason. I may have or may not have burned it after the game. Who knows? Arizona against Pittsburgh. Arizona ended up beating Pittsburgh 24-10. Kenny Pickett out with an injury.
Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you, there was one specific play during the Arizona game that really did bother me. And not just because I had Kyler Murray in fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
They have a receiver by the name of Rondale Moore. He wears number 4. He's a wide receiver.
Yes.
I don't remember what quarter it was, but Kyler threw him a bomb, and there was 2 DBs on him. And as he goes up to try and grab the ball into his basket, it's clearly in slow motion that you see one of the defensive players smack him in the back of the helmet. He cocks his head back, and that's why he dropped the ball.
Wow.
No
Some
flag.
might say pass interference.
Yeah, I mean, I would call that PI if it was me. I don't know. I think that's terrible. And because of that, I think that was a third down, and it led that conversion to be a punt.
Were you sitting at home watching with a flag in your pocket and just threw it at the TV?
You know, I think that's what it's going to turn into. I'm going to have to go to the Dollar Tree and buy one of those flag football waistbands and just rip the flag off myself and throw it at my TV.
It's going to start happening now.
I don't know. It's getting ugly. Speaking of ugly, Miami and Washington. Miami beat Washington 45-15.
Devon Achane is back, baby.
Look, he's back, and he's back in a slow way, which was expected. He had 73 rushing yards. Tariq Hill was the real star of this game.
2 touchdowns for Achane.
I know.
Hey,
that's something.
Got some good points fantasy.
That's end zone scoring.
Tyreek Hill, I think only had 3 catches total, 2 touchdowns, and 153 yards, or 57.
He's a freak of nature,
That's
bro.
Insane.
Oh, speaking of Tyreek Hill,
yes.
You know, I heard since we were talking
we do have a little update.
Yeah, we have a little update.
Yeah.
It turns out that social media guy that got suspended for celebrating with Tyreek Hill after the backflip, he's paying for his salary for the remainder of the season. Tyreek Hill has decided to take his own money and help this guy out while he figures it out.
That's a good guy right there.
Big move by Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, clap it up for you. It's a really nice move there.
Woo!
Tyreek Hill!
Doing a good job. Things are looking good on that end. I hope that he figures it out by the time the season is over.
Yeah.
Denver and Houston.
Oh, man.
The fight for CJ Stroud to keep proving himself. Wins another game. Drops a whopping 274 in passing yards. The dog.
Yeah, but they lost Tank Dell.
They did.
They lost Tank Dell for the season.
But you know what? I don't think they should be worried. You know,
I would be worried.
They still got their main guy, Nico Collins.
But that was Stroud's guy.
Yeah.
That was his guy.
When Nico Collins was injured and Noah Brown was injured, Tank Dell for those couple games was looking extravagant.
They had a connection there. This game was kind of ugly. I was tuning in. It was third quarter, fourth quarter maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was like interception, fumble. It was just turnover after turnover.
Yeah.
At some point, I was like, "What is going on?"
I don't know, man. It was ugly, but a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Now Noah Brown is finally healthy again, and with Nico Collins, I think they'll be right back in the 2 receiver rotation. I don't think they'll have a problem moving forward.
Hopefully.
We got the Panthers at Tampa Bay last week. Tampa Bay beating Carolina 21-18. Carolina is now officially the first team that is out of playoff contention altogether.
Wow. Week 14.
Week 14.
That's wow.
Yeah, they could play the most amazing remainder of the season, and it wouldn't matter.
Doesn't even matter.
Baker Mayfield dropping 202. Chuba Hubbard with 104 rushing yards.
He's been looking good. He's been looking good.
And Mike Evans has just been tearing it up.
He's doing Mike Evans things.
Ever since that whole statistic about there's only been one other player with 10-plus seasons consecutively with 1,000 receiving yards, he said he feels like he's in his prime right now.
Mm-hmm. Can't blame him.
Do you think he's in his prime right now?
I think he's in his prime right now.
He's a freak. Speaking of that, you got the Browns beating the Rams 36-19. Matt Stafford dropping 279 passing yards. Puka with 105 receiving yards.
It's about time Stafford's starting to get it going.
Yeah.
He's throwing the ball well. He's finding his receivers.
Yep.
They're running good plays. I think they're turning up now.
I think so.
And
you know what?
The right time.
At the right, you took the words right out of my mouth. At the right time. I don't know. This was the game to watch for me.
This wasn't.
San Francisco against Philly. San Francisco smacks Philadelphia 42-19. And I have no problem with Philly. As a Jets fan, I have no connection to having any dislike for the organization. But Eagle fans are annoying, bro.
They aren't. Philly fans are annoying.
Yeah.
They're just they're built
in any
different.
sport.
Built different. They're very passionate. Got to give them that. But
Yeah.
sometimes they do take it a little too far.
I know, man. They won the bowl and they were flipping cars over and lighting them on fire. I don't know. That's just ridiculous. Then you got Kansas City and Green Bay. Another good game. Jordan Love is looking like a freak of nature out there.
I thought it was Mahomes out there in a Packers jersey for a second. He was looking amazing.
Yeah, for real.
Wow. I have to props to their offensive coordinator, coaching.
Matt LaFleur.
Those plays were incredible.
Yep.
It was just like play action after RPO. They just had 8 people running in different directions at a time every play. It was getting confusing.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs didn't know what to do.
I mean, but you know what? Green Bay was ready for it. They were trying all these different things they don't usually do during the season, but boy, were they successful.
It worked. I don't know if you caught it on one of those. It was like a jet sweep or a handoff to Christian Watson, running down the sideline, just kind of pulled his hammy.
No.
Yeah, I think that's been a lingering injury for him. So now it's looking like it's back. It might keep him out for a couple games, maybe a couple weeks.
Oh, that might be hard. Not to say that Jordan Love isn't carrying his own weight, but at the same
Christian
time,
Watson was the number one.
That's the number one.
He was the number one. And it's a tough injury to come back from. That hammy lingers. It's gonna be a while.
And not for nothing, not because I'm a Jets fan that's always so concerned about Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of people said, hey, is Jordan Love gonna be able to fill in those shoes?
The commentators during that game were a lot of comparisons to Rodgers and Favre.
Hey.
They're like, this guy, we don't want to say he's that guy, but it's looking like he's that guy.
Green Bay maybe just knows exactly what they want out of their quarterbacks and knows exactly how to execute.
I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Yeah.
I think this Monday night game was the best game.
Best game of the week.
100%.
Yeah.
Even though I was really excited about San Francisco against Philly, excuse me, I think that Cincinnati and Jacksonville, it's really sad about what happened to Trevor Lawrence at the end of the game. Unfortunately, I believe it was the left guard ended up stepping on his ankle in a really uncomfortable way. He had to limp off the field.
He stepped on it, and then Trevor fell in a way where he rolled on it as well.
Yeah,
so
in the same direction he stepped on it.
Was,
yeah,
really bad.
It didn't look good. And it's unfortunate because I was saying this to my friend Noel. Shout out Noel. This is the most comfortable that I think I've seen Trevor Lawrence look in a season since college.
Yeah, he looks like he's found it, and it's unfortunate that he's hurt now.
Hopefully it's not serious.
It's an ankle. Ankles are tough.
I know. Out of all people, you know about an ankle.
My ankle has never been 100%.
It cracks every time we ask him to crack it.
You want to hear it?
You think you can get on the mic? Oh!
I hope everybody at home heard that.
It sounded like a can hit the floor.
Yeah,
for a second.
I'm saying it's ankles are tough. You're gonna hope it's not fractured and just maybe a sprain, but I think that'll keep him out at least 3 weeks.
But you know what? What a game from both quarterbacks. It was looking like two real professionals that have been veteran in the league. Meanwhile, Trevor Lawrence has only been in the league for what? I think he got drafted 2021.
Yeah.
So this is his third season.
Full year.
This is his third full year, and not for nothing, in college he was that guy.
He was that guy.
And this is the first. Not to say that he hasn't been performing well this season or the season before, because he did. He went to the playoffs and everything. Like, he's been successful, but the way that he was orchestrating games in college is what I was seeing out of him coming into this game. He was putting it on a dart. I mean, like, throwing off of 1 foot, getting it right to where players need to be. It was a masterpiece of a quarterback game last night.
I think your dad was cooking when he got drafted and said he's going to be the next best thing since Pat Mahomes.
If he could stay healthy.
If he could stay healthy.
That's the big if.
You're not going to talk about Browning?
You know, Browning, I think, is a freak of nature. Put some respect on his name. That's the truth. You know, as someone playing in Cincinnati, shout out Ohio, you know, the same thing they were saying about LeBron. Put some respect on my name. This is the guy. And it sucks because, as we mentioned before, when you pay a quarterback like Joe Burrow that much money, and then you take him out of the equation and bring in someone else who
you would think there'd be a big gap in talent.
You would think so, and that's what our hot takes were based on.
Yeah.
A lot of them last week, because everybody thought, it was the Joe Mixon show also.
It was
on Monday.
But Jamar Chase had a game too.
They all had good games, man.
Not T. Higgins.
Not T. Higgins. Nobody.
Because why would he? He's on my team.
T. Higgins? I told you. How many times have you tried to trade Higgins to me? This guy is just not worth what people are talking about. But I think Jamar had, a 30-something game?
Jamar Chase dropped, I think, 28? Is that correct?
Yes.
I could check.
Cross-check.
It's no problem. But he did have 149 yards.
Yeah.
He caught a touchdown.
Yeah, he's really something else.
He dropped 31 points.
Insane.
31.
Insane.
Wow.
You would never expect that. I didn't expect it.
I didn't expect that.
But, here we are, moving forward. I feel like, I don't know. So, speaking of our hot takes.
Oh, it's time to talk about them.
Let's get right into our hot takes, man.
Boy, were they hot.
Boy, were they hot. There was 4 hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2, you got 2.
Yes.
Pretty even. I just want to get into it, man. I just want to let the people know.
All right, well, we had the first one is our boy, the one and only.
The one and only.
Otton.
Cade Otton. Proceed with the gong. Sucks. Cade Otton sucks. The projection was, I had him for over 8.5. PD had him at the under. He dropped 0.
A big donut.
The donut. Not even 0 point anything. 0 points this week from Cade Otton.
The shape of a gong, as you will. A nice circle.
I like how you put that in there. I like how you circled back around to that
circled back around.
He
dropped
said,
0.
We're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
He was nowhere to be found that field.
Nowhere. I can't even believe that. Something else that we were talking about, the other tight end that was really popular on the pod last week, Pat Freiermuth.
Oh, man, did I hype him up.
Yeah, man. Under 15 points I took him at. You took the over at 15. He dropped 5.9.
Yeah, it wasn't a good day for him.
I'm telling you, that 121-point game that he had was a fluke.
I agree. It was a little fluky.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think they're going to continue forward using him very often.
I hope so.
I think this is his floor, may I say.
The Freiermuth floor.
The Freiermuth flooring. Freiermuth flooring.
You just try and use every word that starts with F. Just the Freiermuth flooring moving forward when they're fumbling over Pat Freiermuth.
You're just driving, you see a white van, it says Freiermuth flooring and tiles. I would call
for sure. We had Joe Mixon going over 15 points. And then you said that every flex player on the Bengals was going to have under 14.
T. Higgins had under 14.
No, but look, as we said, nobody had any guess that Jake Browning was going to produce at the level that he did last night.
He looked like Peyton Manning last night.
He really was slinging it like something different. And you know what? I would be scared out of my boots if I was Joe Burrow.
Yep. Yeah, he might have a job when he gets back.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I mean, he's signed. He's paid.
Yep.
I think he has his job. He's fine. I mean, look at it as maybe Mike White on the Jets last year.
Okay.
He was balling.
And
then he's not on the Jets anymore. Look at Nick Foles on the Eagles. Won them a championship. What happened the year after that? They said, nah, Carson Wentz is our guy.
Look at Daniel Jones.
Oh, come on.
Hey, if you want to talk about the Jets, let's talk about the Giants.
But he doesn't have Jake Browning balling on the Giants.
But you have Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito is a little fluky.
Hey, man.
He beat the Patriots.
He has shown one loss so far.
I would.
When they were on a bye this week, you can't really speak about him up to date. But he's 2-1. He's more successful as a quarterback than Daniel Jones so far.
I don't know about
this season.
I don't know about that.
He is.
I don't know about that. I don't. The Giants. Who are they playing next week? They're playing the Packers. That'll be the test for me.
The test against Jordan Love himself, the GOAT?
You got to be good teams to be a good quarterback.
I'm not going to call Jordan Love the GOAT. He had 3 good games in a row.
Yeah. You still got to be good teams to be a good quarterback.
Last but not least, had Jalen Hurts under 18 points. Petey took the over. Petey hit the over. He had 23 points last week.
Yeah. We split the hot takes this week.
It was pretty good.
Hurts couldn't get his booty pushed too much because they were in the hole.
Yeah,
they had to throw the ball, and he was a little shook. He was like, oh, man.
Well, I'm telling you, look, you win some, you lose some. We were pretty even going into that.
Yeah.
So as far as everything else goes, let's just get right into it. Let's see how we actually did with these matchups, Week 13 in our fantasy.
Boy, was it a week.
Oh, ugly week.
Disappointing week.
Disgusting week. Hit me with another one.
Heartbreaking week.
Oh, gruesome week.
Oh, just a terrible week.
Oh, awful week.
Let's get right into it. I'm tired of these adjectives.
Oh, man. So, unfortunately, my team did not come to play at all this week. I lost to Anthony Barge 159-65.
Wow.
Disgusting. My best player was Brock Purdy with 29.46.
He had a game.
He had a game, but no one else did. Everybody else, the highest was 10.5 I got from Breece Hall and 10.5 I got from Curtis Samuel.
You had Stevenson get hurt, put up 2.9. Noah Brown, 0. Drake London, 1.8. And Njoku, 3.7. The 3 players you traded for put up a combined 6-7 points.
Yeah, it's really tragic. You know, no one saw it coming, but hey, obviously I didn't either.
We have to give Anthony Barr his flowers.
He does. You know, I did say he was overrated.
Yep, he did.
And now that he beat me by 90 points, you're not overrated, but I hate you.
I mean, he was gonna go into the week without a quarterback or a defense, and he could have. He would have beat you without a quarterback or a defense.
But that's not what we're gonna do right here.
We have to say it. We have to mention it.
But you know what? I'm just gonna dig myself into this hole, and you're just never gonna find me ever again.
I'm just gonna put the stick on top of the hole.
Let's talk about other good games that we had going on this week. Brandon Barge managed to drop 122, but it wasn't good enough to beat Eamon at 150 points. Like we said, Mike Evans is looking like he's something else right now. He had Mike Evans at 29.2. Alvin Kamara at 28.9 and Etienne dropping 18, which is not a high-scoring game for him, but it's definitely good.
Eamon's team is doing Eamon team things. Brandon at one point looked like he was projected to win, but we said this last week. Eamon's team, in the beginning, they'll project him not to win, and then he just turns up.
Yeah, man.
You had all his players basically put up 15 or more.
Yep.
Mahomes was the least at 13.
Which is usually, like, not to say that he doesn't have a good team, he has a star team, but the star team is usually led by that star guy.
Some may say the backbone of Eamon's team is having that Mahomes-Kelsey combo.
Mm-hmm.
They only put up a combined 30, or not even, a combined 25.
Which is low.
Which is nothing.
Nothing. And
he still had Mike Evans, Kamara put up almost 30 each. Poor Brandon. It's tough to lose like that, but I mean, everybody that's gone up against Eamon has felt it. And
he has CeeDee Lamb every week who's going crazy. Dropped 32, and he still is taking the L. I would feel this one a little more this week if I was Brandon.
But you know who he had at tight end?
Oh, yeah. The one and only. Sucks.
Otton.
Moving right along from that putrid piece of what you call a tight end, we have Joey at 137.78, beating Dylan Angel at 107.16.
Joey has officially eliminated Dylan Angel from playoff contention.
It's ugly to hear.
Especially to Joey.
Yeah, I know.
Having Joey push you out.
But look, the guy he wasn't ready to trade you, Jamar Chase, having 31.62, like we said.
Now we see why he had cold feet.
Look, I get it. His feet are cold. I said his colder feet. His feet are cold, but his lineup is hot. You got 31.62.
It took you a while, but you got there.
I got there.
You got there.
It was like, you know when like those old computers would go like loading a little bit? I'm all right, though. The piece I traded him, Dak Prescott, still booming at 28.26 points. Dak Prescott had a lot to prove this week. Everybody said that was the first team that the Cowboys have beat all year long that was over 500.
Hey, he's officially, after this game, I think he's like ranked number 1 to win MVP.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I don't know if I asked you this before, but I want to ask you live.
Yeah.
Since neither of our teams are going to the playoffs, Jets or Giants.
No, not at all.
Who are you rooting for?
Not the Cowboys, I'll tell you that. But I think I'm a Niners fan.
Yeah?
I think I'm a Niners fan. I think on the other side, I'm a Miami fan. It's I got either Miami or San Fran.
That's a good bowl.
Hey, I hope that's the bowl.
That'd be a crazy
I'll
bowl.
be happy with whoever wins.
I gotta tell you, NFC-wise, I'm also going with the 49ers.
You can't hate on Brock Purdy.
Everybody knows I'm a Purdy fan.
I also love an underdog story. So seeing Purdy maybe hopefully win it all would be really
finish
nice.
out the season, start out the season, give him the whole season to really make that stretch. I think he could do it, bro.
I think he can do it.
They have enough pieces on there. Deebo Samuel playing with black Air Forces on during the game. Like, I'd be horrified.
You got Christian McCaffrey there too.
Yeah. Oh my.
You got Brandon Ayuk. You have
that is a scary.
And who do you have on defense?
You got Nick Bosa, and then you got Chase Young. Went to school together. The chemistry's already been there for years. Now they're tearing up the defensive side of the ball.
I think.
Oh my God.
They might be the favorites.
I think so. As far as AFC goes, I'm rooting for Baltimore, man.
Baltimore.
I think Lamar Jackson is a baller. I think he deserves a ring, bro. He won MVP already for regular season. You already know he was on the cover.
Yeah.
Of Madden. People want to see him finally do it. I want to see him take Odell back to the chip. Obviously Odell got hurt during that Super Bowl he was in with the Rams, and it took him all that time to finally end up somewhere else because of the injury. He wasn't treating it right or whatever. And now he's doing it. I think
he's doing that thing.
He's doing that thing. He's coming off this injury. He can go back to the Super Bowl. He has the experience already. I think it's a recipe for success. My prediction for the Super Bowl, Ravens-Niners.
I got Miami Niners.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, on that note, has been playing this year. Like, he's got something to prove.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking to our friend Alex, and I was like, it doesn't...
Shout out Alex.
Shout out Alex. Beat me this week, but shout out Alex. It doesn't seem like Lamar Jackson's been running the ball as often as he has.
Yeah.
He's trying to prove that he's a quarterback. He's throwing that ball. He doesn't have Mark Andrews anymore, but he's still going to continue to prove that he is a quarterback.
Yeah, he has to fill in his role, With a missing tight end, you can't just sling it up and expect someone to go get it. You got to be a little more precise. Yeah. You can't, look, the phrase that I've heard someone say, I think it was E.T. the hip-hop preacher. Shout out E.T. Sometimes you have to be a light machine gun and just let them all fly.
Okay.
And sometimes you got to be a sniper. Pick out your targets.
Okay.
You like that?
I like that.
Listen,
can he be the sniper?
Can he be the sniper? Talking about dogs this season, C.J. Stroud, the guy that we all come and know to love, only dropped 16 points in fantasy this week.
Yeah, we're not seeing C.J. Stroud in our fantasy playoffs this year.
No.
But hopefully we see him in the NFL playoffs.
Hopefully. Yeah, I think they should do it.
I think that'd be really fun to watch.
Moving right along, we got your game, just as mentioned, against Alex. Alex beat you 131 to 103. You still had a good game. It was a game-time decision for him to start Jordan Love, and man, what a good decision that was from him. It was the Joe Mixon show, as already mentioned. Evan Ingram having a good game.
So I went into Monday Night Football with a projected 65% chance to win.
Right.
I was up 20. I still had my kicker and defense left. And he had Ingram and Mixon. Now, would you believe if I told you that Mixon himself and Ingram both had the best weeks of their season?
Wow.
Mixon put up 29. Before that, his highest was 21.
Wow.
Evan Ingram put up 23. Before that, his highest, 16.
That's crazy.
It was
both against you.
The first quarter of the game,
yo,
I was like, I have a chance. I have 65% chance to win, right?
Right.
Joe Mixon touchdown. They're like, oh no, it went down to 52%. I was like, all right, I'm still in there. Evan Ingram scores a touchdown right in the next possession. My projection went down to like 30.
But you know what didn't help it though? Christian Kirk got hurt early in that game.
Yeah.
So then when he gets out, you got to take advantage of your other targets, and that becomes Calvin Ridley and Evan Ingram.
Calvin Ridley did not have a great game.
And Etienne.
Well, Alex won. That keeps him in the playoff hunt. He's most likely going to make the playoffs now, so congrats to him.
Congrats to Alex.
I love to see him in the playoffs.
I think he has a really scary team right now.
He's got McCaffrey, that backbone. That's a really good team.
Yeah, it really is something else. Moving right along, nobody saw this coming.
We didn't see it coming.
The 9-4 that was previously first place in our league, Colby, getting smacked by Tariq with a K. 131-88. These were good games on both sides of the ball also. Like you said, CJ Stroud didn't have a good game, but boy did Nico Collins have a good game. Nico Collins at 34.1, Geno Smith at 29.96, Pollard with only 17, okay, whatever. You got Derrick Henry on the other side of the ball on Colby's team with 25, Williams at 20.2, and then A.J. Brown with only 19 going against San Francisco.
I mean, shout out Tariq first.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can we clap that up? Tariq said that we're always hating on him.
And today, we'll give him his flowers.
Yeah, he deserves his flowers. Tariq beat what was first place, took him out of first place, and now he's on the run for the playoffs.
Some might say they call Tariq a Mickey Mouse team. That he would get some Mickey Mouse wins. That's what the voices around the league were saying.
A Mickey Mouse?
A Mickey Mouse team. They were like, man, how's this guy winning games? And now it's like, Nico Collins is the number one, so he's got a good receiver one.
Yup.
Mark Cooper got hurt. Pollard, right when I traded away Pollard, he decides, let me be the best running back in the league.
Well, the Cowboys just decided, let me be the best team in the NFL.
They were already doing that before him, and now it's like they got it all going.
Yeah.
So shout out to Tariq. He won the game. He's going to keep himself in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
And it's all up to the last week to see what happens there.
Yeah, we got to see, man. Last but not least, as far as last week goes, we had Alop at 150 beating, who is this? Dylan Houghton at 8-5 and with only 93 points. You know, Jalen Hurts had the game that Jalen Hurts talked about, 23.92. He had Amon-Ra St. Brown with 12.9. Rasheed Rice with 14.4. And then on Alop's side of the ball, he finally is starting to catch some wins at the end of the season.
But it's too little too late.
It is too little
He
too
needed
late.
a lot to happen this week. He needed a win and have a bunch of people lose. Didn't happen, so he's officially eliminated from the playoffs as well.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. He had a tough season. He was putting up numbers.
He still did good with Trevor Lawrence. You know, even though he got injured, he had 25. Out of nowhere, Trey McBride with 22.9.
Well, they dropped Zach Ertz. They're like, Trey McBride's our guy.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, no, because they decided to like mutually part ways or something like that, right?
Ertz
J.J. Watt announced.
Oh, okay.
You heard about that,
no,
right?
I didn't.
So the one that announced, J.J. Watt like dropped on Twitter and was like, hey, I want to make an announcement. And then he was the one that announced about Zach Ertz. And then he at one of the people that makes announcements for the NFL, he's like, this is easy.
Well, Ertz got hurt. McBride was the starter, and he started balling a little bit.
Right,
he was playing really well, and then the Cardinals was like, this is our guy.
Yeah.
They parted ways with Ertz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he's gonna go. They brought up, would you go back to Philly? And he said he has no interest in going back to Philly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because of the fans.
Maybe. If you had to pick one place where you think Ertz is gonna go, where do you think?
I see a team that needs a tight end at this moment in time. Someone that just give him like an extra piece.
I have one in mind.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
I have the Baltimore Ravens.
Which is a good idea, and I thought about it also, but then once the season comes, you either drop him again for Mark Andrews to come back, and then Terry McBride gets to show off his talent this season and then possibly get signed somewhere else as free agency next year?
Well, I think wherever Ertz goes, it's just to finish off this season.
If you ask me, I think he should go to a team that's on the come up, that kind of hasn't been doing good, and be like that finishing piece to kind of take him over the edge.
Yeah.
I say Denver.
You got Denver.
I say send him to Denver. They don't have a crazy tight end, but they have good receivers, and they could finally fill up that three-headed dragon as a skill set kind of thing and really take off from there. Russell Wilson is starting to come back. I got Russell Wilson as a comeback player of the year.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I actually do like it. Yeah. Well, I got Baltimore. You got the Broncos, Denver.
Yeah.
We'll see where that happens. We'll see what happens.
It's going to be somewhere completely it doesn't have to do anything.
Cowboys, Cincinnati. Ooh.
See, that'd be crazy.
Their tight end balled yesterday, though.
He did. That 87.
What's his name? Hudson,
yeah. I don't know. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But moving right along after that, what else we got on the lineup for him, Petey?
That's it. We gotta talk about the playoff possibilities we have right before we end.
Yeah, man. I think this is it.
We got our standings. We're 1 week away from playoffs, There's a lot that can happen.
Right.
So, let me start with me. Because why not?
Talk it.
So, I'm there. Right now, I'm currently the final seed of the playoffs. I'm the eighth seed. For me to make it, I either need to win against Eamon, which
a hard team.
Am I going to beat the god himself?
Yeah,
it's Pat Mahomes, David
Travis Kelce
versus
combo.
Goliath story right there. I don't trust myself, let me say. But if Brandon loses to Joey, I also make it in.
Very true.
So that's all I need to happen.
It's really in between you, Brandon, and Tariq to fight for that last little 7th and 8th place spot,
we're fighting for that last spot. For Tariq to miss out, he would need me and Brandon to both win and Tariq to lose. So Tariq's kind of safe. He needs a lot to happen to miss it.
Yeah.
But if Tariq loses and me and Brandon win, Tariq's out.
So unfortunately for all the Cody's Corner fans out there, I am also officially out of the playoffs. It's an ugly look, but you know what? That just means I'm more dedicated to the podcast. Shout out Cody's Corner, everybody.
Woo, Cody's Corner!
Woo! So, I'm not winning in fantasy, but I'm winning in life.
You are. So Brandon's got the points for against me. I think he's got it against Tariq too. So if Brandon wins, and I think either of us lose, he's in.
Yeah.
So.
Which is still very possible.
Yeah. But if Brandon loses, he's out. He needs to win and needs one of us to lose.
Who does Tariq play this week? Do you know?
I have no idea. I think he plays Alop.
Let's see. Yeah, Alop.
Plays Alop.
But Alop is coming to get a couple wins at the end of the season. Is he going to be the deciding factor, even though he's out of the playoffs, to pull Tariq out? That'd be tragic.
That would be tragic. He's got no Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if he has a backup QB in line. He has Will Levis.
Oh.
So maybe he's going to go shopping. Maybe he gets Browning.
And
pick up Browning.
And then Tariq gets Lamar Jackson back this week.
Yeah. So
wow.
This could go either way to me. We'll talk about that more next week, or this coming Thursday or Saturday's episode.
Right.
I have no idea. We have who's the other one? We have Brandon versus Joey.
Yeah.
That could also go either way.
Yeah. So Joey has been putting up numbers though. He's 8-5. Put some respect on his name too.
Yeah.
We like to not give people their flowers. We like to talk about when people are terrible. But Joey is doing really, really good. He's still projected 127 this week, and he hasn't even made any adjustments.
Will he be the one to knock out his roommate in the playoffs?
That is true.
Knock him out of the playoffs.
Joey and Brandon are roommates. Hey, that's going to be one awkward weekend in the apartment.
There's going to be a lot of tension.
And one of them's going to lose and slam their door. Don't talk to me! Pow!
They're going to ring the gong.
It's like,
boom.
It's like, oh, you got food without me? Oh, yeah, I just figured that you were still too busy eating the win that you had this week. I thought you were full off the win, so I decided to get myself some Chinese food.
Well, it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens next week, but a lot is on the line.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So Brandon said last week confidently that he could take on an NFL player. Can he take on Joey this week?
He can take on Joey.
Is he more likely to take on Joey or take on the NFL player?
Definitely more likely to take on Joey. It's not even close.
I don't know. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I got to play Dylan Angel at 8-5 again.
There's Dylan Houghton.
Oh, forgive me. Dylan Houghton, because sorry, Dylan Angel, rest in peace.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that more on Saturday.
Yeah, we will. But what I am really excited to talk to you guys about is this Thursday night football game coming up.
Yes.
And, well, look, I'm excited because I like to talk about sports in general.
I'm not that excited.
This is my thing. Yeah, this is a really, really rough Thursday night football game to watch. You got the Patriots at 2-10 against the Steelers at 7-5.
Patriots lost, some may say, the only star on their team, their running back.
Yep.
And the Steelers lost their quarterback.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm so impressed with Mike Tomlin every year.
Yeah.
Because everybody always says, oh, the Steelers are ass. The Steelers are horrible. They're still 7-5. They're still top 8 as far as records go in the AFC. They're going to make the playoffs if things keep going this way, and that is so insane to me.
Yeah, no, it is a little wild.
ESPN has the Steelers at a 64.8% chance of winning, while they have the Pats at 35%. I don't think the Pats have a chance at all, to be honest. They got a lot of people injured. The Pats have lost their last 5 in a row.
They're not looking good.
Not looking good.
I mean, they've lost against teams that aren't doing well. The Chargers aren't doing great. Lost against them. Lost against the Giants with Tommy DeVito.
Yep.
Lost against Washington.
Yep.
If they can't beat those 3 teams, I don't see them beating.
They lost against the Chargers. And even though they're a good defensive team, you know, like these games were not blowouts, but they weren't close either. They lost to the Colts 10-6. Kept them to 10, pretty good. They lost to the Giants 10-7. Kept them to 10, pretty good. They lost to the Chargers 6-0. They kept them at 6, pretty good.
Yeah, Belichick's gonna have a good defense.
Look, I was saying this with my dad. Shout out my dad this week. If it wasn't for all the success that Bill Belichick had with Tom Brady, he's a defensive coordinator at best.
That's a hot take.
Alex is not gonna like that.
He's not gonna like that one. You're gonna hear from him.
I don't care.
Ooh.
I don't care.
Okay.
As a Jets fan, I need to speak my piece. It's in my heart, and I need to let the people know that Bill Belichick has shown 0 signs of success since Tom Brady left the franchise.
Well,
tell me no.
I'm not gonna say anything, but maybe we bring on Alex in a future episode sometime soon in the playoffs.
Right.
And you guys can have this conversation.
I would love to, because I would love to hear Alex get sour about this. That's the truth. He's going to get a little sassy, be like, "What are you, crazy?"
Right.
And then leave it from there. I don't know, man. It's just really ugly.
Look, this game's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers win. The over-under is 32.5. I'm going to slam the under.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantasy-wise, like, there's nobody to really talk about. Demario Douglas, I guess.
Demario Douglas is out.
He's questionable.
He's
He
questionable.
might play.
He
I
might
feel like if
play.
he doesn't play, there's nobody worth talking about in that team.
I don't know.
Steelers, Najee Harris and Warren, you still have that, like, who's going to have the good game between both of them.
Yeah, and they're both great.
Yeah, I mean, but look, this Patriots defense has been looking really good.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers might struggle to score a little bit, especially without their main quarterback.
Yeah. So who's their backup now? Do you
I have
even know?
no idea.
I couldn't even tell you either.
No.
Hopefully we have the information for you by Saturday.
Yeah.
Give a little updated information. See if anybody starts him. Because, you know, at this point, if Jake Browning can go crazy, anybody can go crazy.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think that any other quarterback that they just picked? Josh Dobbs is doing it. Zach Wilson didn't do it.
Tim Boyle didn't do it.
Tim Boyle didn't do it. Tommy DeVito did it.
Oh, their backup.
Who is it?
Who's starting on Thursday?
Who is it? Who is it?
Mitch Trubisky.
Another bum. That guy? No, Petey. Petey, come on, bro.
Mitchie.
Trubisky. Who's he?
He's him.
He's a who? Yo, listen. I know that people had that like stat, whatever. Like I think it was last season. They're like, he's gone the longest without throwing an interception. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
He's a bum, bro.
Look, if he beats the Patriots, I want you to put respect on his name like you are of Tommy DeVito.
Look, if Mitch Trubisky manages to beat the Patriots, he's not going to get any respect from me. I think my mother could beat the Patriots in a football game.
But when Tommy DeVito did it, you praised him. Oh, what a great
look,
quarterback.
He's the New Jersey guy. You gotta have New Jersey on your back like your last name, bro.
I have his back, but I still want him to prove something. Mitch is going to win.
Listen, you just jinxed him. Now Bill Belichick's going to look like the greatest head coach of all time.
Well, we'll see come Thursday.
I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the episode on Thursday. And enjoy the week.
On Saturday.
What
This Wednesday's coming back. You said Thursday.
Enjoy the game on Thursday.
You said the episode.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
No, don't
you know,
worry.
it's just in my brain.
Yeah.
Enjoy the game on Thursday. Enjoy the episode on Saturday. And have fun.
Yeah, enjoy it.
And
see ya.
Also, yeah.